Thanks for joining me for a yoga practice today. Let's get started on our backs. Any comfortable position. I'm going to say Supta Bakasana, bottoms of the feet together, knees wide, but if that doesn't feel good, please feel free to find something else. You could always put blocks underneath the knees, take the feet a little wider or closer. Wiggle the shoulder blades so they're flat underneath you. Let your chest, heart, belly feel open. Wherever you are in relation to your breath, exhale completely. Empty your lungs. Take a deep, full breath in. Little pause at the top. Open mouth, sigh. Let something from your day go. Whether that's a place of physical tension, a thought, a worry, a task, or a to-do. Allow your mind to arrive within the boundaries of your mat. Again, deep breath in. Little pause at the top. Exhale. Little pause at the bottom. Again, inhale. Hold Kumbhaka, breath retention. Exhale. Hold. One more, inhale. Hold at the top. Exhale. Hold at the bottom. Then just make the breath even. Close your knees like a book. Wrap your right leg on top of your left leg. Grab your ankles or shins, Supta Bakasana. Pull the feet away from each other. I like the feet flexed, up to you. Feel free to rock gently side to side. You should feel this through your outer right hip, glute, right piriformis muscle. Slight tuck of your chin, lengthen the back of your neck. Give me one more breath here. Keep the right leg on top. Just take your arms wide. Drop your knees off to the left and look to the right. Soften your inner thighs. Let the shoulder blades be flat. So you might need to slide your left shoulder blade a little bit out to the left. Unwind onto your back and unravel your legs. Gentle, happy baby pose. If you can't grab your feet or ankles just yet, don't worry about it. We're obviously very early on in class. Massage your low back. And then we'll switch. Take that left leg on top, grab your shins or ankles, Supta Bakasana, or reclined cow face pose. Just observe any differences, side one versus side two, not forcing it to look the exact same. And keep the legs crossed, take your arms wide, drop your knees off to the right, gaze left. You might wiggle the right shoulder blade a little bit out to the right. Unwind onto your back. Happy baby, round two. Again, no need to force it. If you'd rather just hug the knees in, that's great too. We'll bring the knees together, grab the back of the legs, rock up and down your spine 3 or 4 times. Any way you'd like to get to a tabletop, cross the ankles or move to one side. Spread your fingers, press down with the base of your pointer finger, base of your thumb. On your breath in, drop your belly, pull your chest through, look up, cow pose. As you breathe out, scoop your tailbone around your back, cat. Again, inhale. Exhale, round. Again, breath in. Breath out. If that feels nice, keep going with cat-cow. Otherwise, come with me as we take some big clockwise circles with the hips. Shifting the hips all the way back. Moving in a nice big circle. And then switching counter or anti-clockwise. We'll meet tabletop position. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Make a fist and roll out your wrist. Like you're gonna thread the needle, start to dive that right arm through, but put the elbow down to the ground. Push your left palm down into your right palm to take a prayer twist to the left. You notice your hips want to swing to the left. Try to bump your hips over to the right. Press down with the tops of the feet, especially the top of the big toe mound for 3. 2. Left hand plants, so you can thread your right arm all the way through, thread the needle pose. I've been really liking this interlaced grip in thread the needle, like the left hand is pulling the right hand out from underneath. So if that feels good, go for it. Otherwise, anything else. Keep pressing down with the tops of the feet, and once again, bump your hips a little bit to the right for 3. Soften your jaw, 2. One more breath. Left hand beside your face, come right back, tabletop. Left arm will reach up, roll out your left wrist. And then that left elbow will find the ground. Take a prayer twist to the right, digging the left elbow into the ground. The hips want to swing to the right, so try to do the opposite. Think about stacking the elbows, pressing down with the tops of the feet to create more stability. One more breath. Right hand to the ground, so you can thread the left arm all the way through. Again, anything here with the arms, or if you're with me, interlace your hands and imagine your right hand sliding your left arm a little further. Keep pressing down with the tops of the feet, tops of the ankle bones, shin bones, 3. Bump your hips slightly left, 2. And 1. Walk your right hand beside your face. Come right back, tabletop position. Spike your toes, find downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the legs. If you don't need to really warm up the back side of the body, see how quickly you can find stillness. So I definitely see benefit in moving and moving energy, but sometimes I also think we just keep moving to kind of distract ourselves. Being still is usually much more challenging mentally. So notice if you're moving because it feels nice in your muscles, or you're moving out of habit and because you don't want to be still. When we're still physically, the thoughts start to come back. So observe those and then let those go. Always coming back to the sensation of your breath. Lift your right leg up behind you, bend your knee, stack your hips, kick your heel to your butt a few times. And then option to circle out that right hip for 3. 2. 1. Step your right foot forward, prop up onto your fingertips. Inhale, pull your chest forward, shoulders back, sink your hips a little bit. Exhale, straighten your right leg like a long pyramid pose, folding, pulling the right hip crease back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, bend your right knee, pull your chest forward. Exhale, straighten. Keep the left heel off the mat. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, re-bend your front knee, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot to meet your right foot, forward fold, front of the mat. Lift up halfway, fold forward. Inhale, rise, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Gaze down at your thumbs. Squeeze your legs, zip up your thighs. Feel your belly button pull back and your bottom ribs soften down. You soften the shoulders, feel the back of your skull lift, steady breathing. Release your arms down by your side, push into your feet. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, empty your lungs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Step back with your right foot. Drop your right knee and reach both arms up to Anjaneyasana B. Interlace your fingers, release your index finger and cross your thumbs. Squeeze your biceps to your ears, and as long as it feels okay, imagine drawing a line on the ceiling, leaning back for 3, 2, 1. Hands down, tuck your right toes, step left foot to meet right foot, plank. Shift your weight forward, drop your knees. Bend your elbows back, lower your chest and chin, avoid dumping into your belly, keep your core engaged. Pull yourself through cobra pose. Press down with the tops of the big toes. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, kick your heel to your butt a few times. And then circle out that left leg if you like for 3, 2, 1. Step your left foot forward, find runner's lunge, fingertips or blocks. Inhale, sinking the hips a little bit, pull your chest forward. You should feel this on your right thigh, right hip flexor. Exhale, straighten your left leg like a really long pyramid pose. Stay high on your back toes. Again, inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, straighten your legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands heart, gaze at thumbs or close your eyes. Breathe up and down your spine, relax your jaw. Turning the attention inwards to your breath. Practice being still, being present. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left foot back and drop your knee. Inhale, reach both arms up, interlace your hands opposite, releasing your index fingers. Hug your biceps to your ears and imagine the biceps kind of lifting the sides of your skull, leaning back if that feels okay for 3. Right heel nice and heavy, 2. And 1. Hands to the mat. Tuck your back toes, step back plank pose. Again, shift forward and drop your knees. You want to bend the elbows back, but you're not hugging the elbows in underneath you. So they're going directly back, back, back. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. 1 breath here in. Exhale. Lift your heels, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold. Rise, reach, both arms come up. Hands heart, hands side, samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms up, lean back a little bit, avoid dumping into your low back. Exhale, forward fold. Ardha, halfway lift. Step back or jump back, lower on your exhale, chaturanga with or without the knees. Inhale upwards, exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, Complete breath out. Unclench your jaw. Squeeze your legs. Lift your right leg up. Step your right foot forward. Spin your back foot flat and rise, warrior one. Interlace all 10 fingers and release your index finger again. Squeeze your biceps onto your ears. Take a breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward. Imagine drawing a line all the way to the arch of your left foot. As you breathe in, you'll come up through star pose, release your arms, and take a warrior two to the back of your mat. Deeply bend your left knee and feel free to adjust your feet. Feel your hip points lift. And it's common here that we're leaning so much over the front leg, so make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Stretch your fingers away from each other. Flip your left palm, reverse warrior, reach up and back with that left arm. Keep sinking into your left heel. Windmill your right hand to the back of your mat into a twisted lunge. You'll roll onto the right toes. Feel free to shuffle your left foot a little to the left. Avoid dumping into the right shoulder. Let most of the effort be in your legs. Hug your left knee in, pump up your right leg, and look up to your left thumb. Put your left hand down, step your right foot to meet your left foot at the back of your mat, halfway lift, forward fold. Bend your knees and sit back, Utkatasana. You can always separate the feet if you need. Take a breath in. As you exhale, sweep your arms back, squeeze your triceps. Feel your pinkies pull closer to each other, then lift your left leg up behind you into warrior three. Flex your left foot, roll your outer left hip down. Slowly start to bend your right knee. How softly and slowly can you step the left foot back into a high lunge, crescent warrior. Reach both arms up. Back heel is off the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist open to your right. Reach your right arm back. Drop your left knee to the ground. Keep the twist. Right hand to the left hamstring. Reach just your left arm up. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, both hands to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, or you can just go right back to downward facing dog. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Lift your left leg up behind you. Step your left foot forward. Warrior one with Kali Mudra, hands interlaced. Release your index finger, squeeze your palms together. Roll your outer right hip forward, inhale, look up. Exhale like you're drawing a line all the way to the arch of your right foot, hinge. Inhale, bring it up through star pose, release your hands, warrior two to the front of your mat. Make sure the shoulders are over the hips, not leaning forward. Breath in, reverse. Breath out, left hand finds the ground. You might need to shuffle your right foot to the right a bit. Stack your shoulders, let most of the effort be in your legs. Avoid dumping into that left shoulder. Reach up with your right arm. Right hand down, step your left foot to meet your right foot. Lift up halfway, front of the mat. Forward fold, exhale. Sit back, Utkatasana, reach up. Sweep both arms back and squeeze your triceps. Float your right leg up behind you into warrior three. Feel free to keep a little bend in the standing leg. Roll your outer right hip downwards. Start to bend your left knee. See how slowly and softly you can land the right toes into high lunge crescent A. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to your left. Lower your right knee to the ground. Your left hand will find your right hamstring and the right arm reaches up. Breath in. Breath out, chaturanga. Step it back. Inhale, up. Exhale, child's pose. Find the bottom of the exhales before starting your next inhale. And then walk the hands over to the right. Walk the hands over to the left. Come back through center, tabletop to down dog. Step your right foot directly forward. Find warrior one, rise. Feel your outer left hip roll forward. Your right hip crease pull back. Cactus, bend your arms. And like you're moving in slow motion, start to make a bind behind your back. If that doesn't feel good, grab one of your wrists. Work your knuckles back and down, lift your chest. Dive humble warrior inside the right leg, right knee pushing, or right shoulder pushing right knee to the right. Notice if the toes are really grippy. Try to use the ball and heel of your foot more. Next, inhale, bring it up and around to the back. Warrior two, release your arms. Straighten your legs, reverse triangle. Option for the right hand to grab that left wrist, kind of pull it back like a bow and arrow. Create space between your left hip and left rib cage. And then take it into triangle pose. Feel free to grab your shin or a block. If you're rounding forward a lot, walk your hand further up your shin. Squeeze your legs. Reach your arms away from each other so you feel space across your chest and your shoulder blades. Shift your gaze downwards, half moon pose. Bump your left hand forward, throw the right leg up behind you. If you'd like a challenge today, try to float that left hand off the ground. Make sure your left toes don't change directions. Flex your right foot, squeeze your glutes together to help with that external hip rotation for 3. Breathe, 2. 1, take a long step back to warrior 2. Reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale your hands to the back of your mat. Send your left leg up behind you, 3-leg downward dog. Crunch your left knee to your right elbow. Kick your left leg off the mat to the right for fall-in triangle pose. Spin your right foot flat like it just was in triangle. Squeeze your legs like you just did in triangle. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your right hand to the ground. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Drop your back knee. Low lunge, reach up. Inhale, and as you exhale, take a prayer twist to the left. You might need to wiggle into it a little bit. Stack your elbows and lean your upper body a little bit to the right. Tuck your right toes and lift your right knee up off the ground. Avoid the right heel falling out to the right. Now look down at your left foot. Step your right foot to meet your left foot into a twisted chair pose. Keep looking down at your feet. Pay attention to the knees as well. Pull the right knee back. Pump your left heel up off the ground. Drive your left knee up into your right elbow as you come up to stand. When you can't stand up anymore, take your right hand and grab your left knee, twisting to the left. Now, if you've got the balance and the flexibility today, you might like the right hand to grab the outer edge of the foot instead. For me, I'm going to stick with the knee. Stand up nice and tall with the right leg. Last step, look back, left thumb. 3, 2. Keep the twist, but release the grip. Stretch your right arm forward. Turn your palms down and step back, warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, turn your toes in, wide leg forward fold. All 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. Chaturanga-like arms, bending at the elbows. Squeeze your legs and roll your weight a little bit forward. Feel your kneecaps lift up, shoulder blades slide away from the ears for 3, 2, 1, lift up halfway. Keep your left foot as it is. Slide your right foot to meet your left foot so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Keep your hands down, lift your heels, and bend your knees. Coming up into a toe stand, but pause there before you release your hands from the ground. We're gonna add in a twist to the left, hooking the right elbow outside of the left thigh. Keep squeezing your legs together. The setup here is for Parsva Bakasana, or side crow pose. There's the correct way to do the pose, and then there's a little assist. If you need the assist, you're gonna hug the left elbow in, and your left hip will be resting on the left elbow. If you don't need the assist, your left hip will not be touching the left elbow, so the only point of contact you have is the outer left thigh with your right tricep. Either way, bend both elbows back and hug the elbows in a little bit. Shift your weight forward and squeeze the knees together. From here, you can always extend the bottom leg out and the top leg back for 3, 2, step or jump back when you're ready. Woo! Inhale upwards. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wow, that was a lot. The left side is definitely not my favorite. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're gonna go right into pigeon pose on that left side. Slide your left knee up behind your left wrist. We'll take a break before we do the other side. Feel free to drop down to your forearms. Feel free to add a little twist to the left, threading your right arm underneath. You can also always take a seated or supine variation like figure 4 pose. Take 1 or 2 more breaths in pigeon. And then we'll just walk the hands back under the shoulders. Tuck your right toes, send your left leg up behind you. 3-leg downward dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Feel free to hang out there, just enjoy that stretch. Or shift forward, flip it, wild thing for 3. Make sure the right shoulder is over the wrist, not behind. 2. How slow and controlled can you flip yourself around? Step that left foot forward, finding warrior 1 on the left side. Reach both arms up. Cactus, bend your arms. Like you're moving in slow motion, make a bind with the opposite thumb on top. Lift your chest, think knuckles towards the floor behind you, and then dive, humble warrior inside. Left shoulder pushing left knee to the left. Left hip bumping a little bit to the right. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up, left toes in, right toes out, warrior 2, face the back of your mat. Straighten your right leg, reverse triangle. Option to grab the wrist, pull back. Squeeze your legs, separate right rib cage from the right hip. And then take it into triangle pose. Firm down the outer edge of the left foot. Make sure you're not rolling to the outer edge of the right foot. The ankle staying kind of in line with the heel. Look down, half moon pose. Right hand bumping forward, maybe floating the right hand. Really try not to change the direction of the right foot. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Avoid the left arm just flopping back behind you. Actively reach for 3. Flex your left foot, 2. Nice and slow, start to bend your right knee. Warrior 2, step back. Reverse warrior. Windmill your hands to your mat, back of your mat. Send your right leg up. Crunch your right knee to your left elbow. Kick your right foot off the mat to the left. Spin your left foot flat like it just was in triangle pose, but now we're in fallen triangle pose. Plug the right shoulder back. Option to extend your top arm, 3. Squeeze your legs like you do in triangle pose, 2. 1, left hand down. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Drop your back knee. Reach both arms up. And take a prayer twist to your right. You might need to wiggle into it a little bit. Once you get there, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Right knee pushing a little bit to the right hip back into the left. Push the back of your left knee up to the ceiling and then look down at your right foot. Step your left foot to meet your right foot, keeping your gaze down. Get the knees together. Lift your right heel up off the ground. Drive your right knee up into your left elbow. When you can't stand up anymore, then left hand will grab the knee. Option to reach for the foot instead. I'm just sticking with the knee today. See if you can shift your gaze back to your right thumb. Flex your right toes. 3, 2. Release the grip, stretch your arms wide, palms down, step back, warrior 2. Straighten your left leg, toes in. Option to bind your hands behind your back. Inhale, sternum lift. Exhale, dive, wide legs. Squeeze the legs, inner thighs rolling back. Full cycles of breath. One more. Release your bind. If you've got it, lift up halfway. Keep your right foot as it is. Slide your left foot to meet your right foot. Keep your hands on the ground. Lift your heels and bend your knees. Sit your butt towards your heels. Then we're going to try a prayer twist over to the right, hooking your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Again, the correct way to do the pose is just this one point of contact, outer right thigh to the left tricep. If you need a little assist, you can rest your right hip on your right elbow. Eventually, the goal would be to lift that away. Your fingers are pointing towards the front of your mat. The reason we do this is so that you can jump back if you're interested. Begin to shift your weight forward. Grip with your finger pads. I find it helpful to look a little bit to the left. If you'd like, you can extend the bottom leg forward, top leg back for 3, 2, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale upwards, exhale downward dog. That side was a little easier for me. Let's find pigeon pose on the right side. Each side's a little bit different, so it's really nice to not have expectations. Expectations, we kind of just set ourselves up for disappointment. You know, every day our body feels a little bit different. So the beautiful thing about yoga is it meets us exactly where we are. Feel free to add a twist if you did on the other side. Be here 5 more long breaths. Begin to walk your hands back towards you. Tuck your back toes. Send that right leg up behind you. 3-leg downward dog. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Stay or flip it wild. If you did that on the other side, evening it out for 3, 2, and 1. Flip it back around. Find tabletop position. Our back bend today is going to be on our knees, camel pose, hands to the low back. Lift your chest and lean back. Option to reach back for the heels. Lift your sternum, scoop that tailbone underneath you, and imagine it's going forward for 3, 2, and 1. Lift yourself back up. Hands to the mat. We'll meet in a seated position to take counter pose, Paschimottanasana. Extend your legs straight, wiggle into your butt bones, and reach your arms up. Fold over your legs. Push the inner blades of your feet forward and pull the outer blades back. One more breath. Lie down onto your back. Hug the knees in. Right leg can go on top of the left like we did in the beginning, or just knees together. Take your arms wide and drop your knees over to the left. Supine twist. Knees back through center, unravel, switch it out. Maybe the left leg on top, knees right, gazing left. Draw your knees back through center and unravel your legs. If there's any final pose or stretch you'd like to take here, now would be a wonderful time. If and when you're ready, extend your legs, sprawl your arms, make any adjustments you need to feel more comfortable. Sometimes it feels nice to squeeze your fists, curl your toes, squeeze every single muscle in your body, and then total relaxation. Releasing the breath control, all the effort from your muscles. Give yourself these final few moments of stillness, shavasana. Start to come back. Notice the points of contact you have with the ground. Gentle movement, fingers, toes. We're rocking the head side to side. Stretch your arms, point your toes. Maybe take a yawn. Hug your knees in. Roll to your right or left side as a way to come up to a seat. Sit up tall but relaxed. And draw your hands to your heart. And take a moment of gratitude for your body, your breath, and the time you spent on your mat being present and intentional. Big inhale. Complete exhale. Namaste. Thank you for choosing to practice with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you back next week for another yoga class. If you liked this class, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Share it with your family and friends. And I'd love for you to check out my website, Zen Athlete Academy. It is aimed at providing resources for student athletes, introduction to yoga, mindfulness, stretching, and breathing. Check it out if you've got a student athlete yourself, or if you're a coach, a trainer, or you know someone who could benefit from it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back next week.